慢慢来。那个学你很容易学啊，不难的。
不难的。
那个容易。
没有。
尊佛中美国西雅图雷藏寺同修黄财神本尊法，恭迎根本传承上师法王圣尊莲生活佛师母莲香上师，与会大众虔诚合掌唱诵莲花童子心咒。我们一起问候师尊好，师母好，大家好。顶礼坛城做大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽。四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We welcome our lineage Guru's Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, and we are inviting him to please ascend to the Dharma throne.
请仁波切诸位上师上座，请教授师法师上座，
We are inviting Rinpoche, all the Dharma masters, venerables, and all participants to please take seats. The group practice tonight is Yellow Jambala. Visualize two Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padmakumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grand Master and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas sitting on top of our heads, radiating lights of bliss as we say Root Guru Mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom. 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 做事无量观，观想右手边有父系亲人。
Visualize ancestors and relatives from the father's side on your right, from the mother's side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, enemies and karmic creditors in front of you, and all sentient beings around you, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Wake up call. Recite purification mantras and deity mantra.
Om Siudori Siudori Sumori Sumori Soha. Om Wadaradan Ho Ho Hom. Namo Samanto Modoran Om Doro Doro Dewe Soha. 念招请咒 Om Ah
Recite invocation mantra.
Om Ah Hom Soha. Om Ah Hom Soha.
We sincerely invoke the Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Yellow Jambala. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Yellow Jambala. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Yellow Jambala. Namo Vairocana Buddha at the center. Namo Akshobha Buddha to the east. Namo Amitabha Buddha to the west. Namo Ratnasambhava Buddha to the south. Namo Amoghasiddhi Buddha to the north. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Medicine Buddha. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pawn. Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Namo Padmakumara. Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Namo Manjusri Bodhisattva. Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva. Namo Vajrasattva. Namo Guru Padmasambhava. Namo Mahajundi Buddha Mother. All Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All Buddhas of the 3 times in the 10 directions. All Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita. Great homage using visualization. First to the Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Great mandala offering, form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of the group practice, Yellow Jambala, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Mount Meru, 4 continents and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. For refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Set the mantra.
Namo Buddha ye, Namo Dhammo ye, Namo Sankhya ye. Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddha ye, Namo Dhammo ye, Namo Sankhya ye. Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddha ye, Namo Dhammo ye, Namo Sankhya ye.
Armor protection from Vajraklap's mudra, recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times.
Om Bodhiranjali, Om Bodhiranjali, Om Bodhiranjali, Om Bodhiranjali, Om Bodhiranjali, Om Bodhiranjali, Om Bodhiranjali.
Recite Hiking Guan Yin Sutra.
Namo 观世音菩萨摩诃萨，南无弥勒菩萨摩诃萨，南无虚空藏菩萨摩诃萨，南无普贤菩萨摩诃萨，南无金刚手菩萨摩诃萨，南无妙吉祥菩萨摩诃萨，南无除盖藏菩萨摩诃萨，南无地藏王菩萨摩诃萨，南无诸尊菩萨摩诃萨。观世音菩萨，南无佛，南无法，南无僧，佛国有缘，佛法相应，常乐我净，有缘佛法。南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是大神咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是大明咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是无上咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是无等等咒。南无净光明密佛，法藏佛，狮子吼神诸幽王佛，佛告须弥灯王佛，法护佛，金刚藏狮子游戏佛，宝胜佛，神通佛，药师琉璃光王佛，普光功德山王佛，善住功德宝王佛，过去七佛，未来显劫千佛，1500佛，万物千佛，500花生佛。百亿金刚藏佛、定光佛、六方六佛名号，恒宝光月殿月妙尊音王佛，南方树根花王佛，西方照晚神通焰花王佛，北方月殿清净佛，上方五树精进宝手佛，下方上济月音王佛，无量诸佛、多宝佛、释迦牟尼佛、弥勒佛、阿处佛、弥陀佛，中央一切众生，在佛世界中者，行诸于地上，即在虚空中，慈忧于一切众生，各令安稳修习，昼夜修持，心常求诵此经，能灭生死苦，消除诸毒害。南无大明观世音，光明观世音，高明观世音，开明观世音，药王菩萨，药上菩萨，文殊师利菩萨，普贤菩萨，虚空藏菩萨，地藏王菩萨，清凉宝山一湾菩萨，普光王如来花生菩萨，念念诵此经，七佛世尊即说咒曰：尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵称地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵称地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵称地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地。陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵称地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真灵称地，娑哈。尼波尼波地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地。毗 宾林尼德摩诃迦德真灵称德娑哈尼波尼波德求哈求哈德陀罗尼德尼诃那德宾林尼德摩诃迦德真灵称德娑哈十方观世音一切诸菩萨誓愿救众生称名悉解脱。若有智慧者，因情未解说，但是有因缘，读诵口不错，诵经满千遍，念念心不绝。火焰不能生，刀兵力摧折，慧怒生欢喜，死者变成活。莫言此事虚，诸佛不忘说。高王观世音能救诸苦厄，临危急难中，死者变成活。诸佛语不虚，是故应顶礼。持诵满千遍，众罪皆消灭。后福坚信者，专攻受此经。愿以此功德普及于一切，诵满1000遍，众罪皆消灭。高王观世音经中，共念7遍往生咒。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥尼多波比，阿弥尼多瑟旦波比，阿弥尼多比迦南得，阿弥尼多比迦南多，迦尼尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。首节根本上师大白莲花
From our lineage root Guru Padmakumara Mudra, visualize the empowerment of the three lights by our lineage root Guru Padmakumara.
持莲花童子行咒21
We say Padmakumara mantra 21 times.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom, 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 Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom。首节黄财神金刚印。
Form yellow Jambala Vajra Mudra. First empty your mind. Recite the Sunyata mantra.
Om Sopawa Sutta Sarva Dharma Sopawa Sutto Hang. Om Sopava Sutta Sarva Dharma Sopava Sutto Hang. Om Sopava Sutta Sarva Dharma Sopava Sutto Hang. 观想洁净的盘子上面附着
Visualize 3 sticks of incense on top of a mound of rice on the plate. Thick smoke arising. Halfway up Mount Meru there is a mundus. At its center a yellow 6-syllable Zhen radiating yellow light. The 6-syllable Zhen revolves to transform into yellow Jambala, seated in half-lotus position. His body is yellow. He is wearing jeweled crown and embellished with all sorts of jeweled ornaments. His face is round and he looks opulent and majestic. His right hand is holding a treasure that looks like a grapefruit, and his left hand is holding a treasure mouse. Visualize yellow Jambala's right toe is swollen and really painful. Chant silently, Om Ah Hom, Om Ah Hom Soha, Om Ah Hom Soha, to invoke the 5 Dhyani Buddhas to descend. Visualize the 5 Dhyani Buddhas in the sky, radiate 5 rays of lights to empower yellow Jambala. Chant the empowerment mantras 3 times. Om Hom Zhen Se A, Om Hom Zhen Se A, Om Hom Zhen Se A. Due to this empowerment, yellow Jambala right toe has recovered, and he starts to smile. His treasure mouse also opens his mouth, and he spits out all sorts of treasures on the mound of rice. The mound of rice also becomes Golden Mountain. At this time, you may visualize all the items you wished for to be discharged by the treasure mouse. Then visualize yellow Jambala to sit on top of our heads. The lotus at our heart chakra opens. On top of it, a mundus, and its center a 6-syllable Zhen radiating light. Visualize yellow Jambala decreases in size to become a drop of light entering our central channel to sit on top of the lotus on our heart chakra, and he gradually enlarges to become exactly like us. Recite yellow Jambala heart mantra 108 times. First perform mala visualization.
Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng Cha La Ye So Ha. Om Jambala Cha Leng ชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะจำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะจำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะองค์จำปาราชาลังชาลาเยโสหะ Om Jambala Charang Chalaye Soha 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 Om Jambala Charang Chalaye Soha
Perform 9 cycle Buddha breathing into samadhi.
加持八大本尊心咒及念佛。Om Amitabha Om Mani Padme Om Padnamo Lintoling Soham Om Ha 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 Wei Samaye Soham Om Zeri Zuri Zunti Soham Om Jambala Chaleng Chalaye Soham Om A Hom Beja Guru Bema Siti Hom Sen Om A Hom Guru Be Ah Sasamaha Lian-Sheng Siti Hom Đế Yà Tha Om Bekha Jaya Bekha Jaya Maha Bekha Jaya La Cha Sa Mo Kya De He Soha 南无36万亿119,500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿119,500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿119,500同名同号阿弥陀佛。
Recite the mantra of Tara dispels epidemics 21 times.
Om Tala Tu Tala Tu Na Namo Hala Hela Hom Hara So Ha Om Tala Tu Tala Tu Na Namo Hala Hela Hom Hara So Ha Om Tala Tu Tala Tu Na Namo Hala Hela Hom Hara So Ha Om Tala Tu Tala Tu Na Namo Hala Hela Hom Hara So Ha Om Tala Tu Tala Tu Na Namo Hala Hela Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Na Namo Hara Hera Hom Hara So Ha
Recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay in samsara. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the Virtuous and Marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions, compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, and Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage the deluded ones. 3 jewels, eminent wondrous light, to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, human and devas, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of Buddha plead that you stay in the Saha world to turn the Dharma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Recite the mantra of longevity Buddha 108 times and dedicate the merits to the health and longevity of our lineage Guru.
Om Amano Ni Tuenti Yeso Ha 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 Om Amanoni Tuwendi Yesoha. 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 Om Amanoni Tuwendi Yesoha.
Merit dedication. The heavenly King of the North is most prosperous. Please shower riches upon us. May all that appear be perfect for the sake of protecting the Buddha gate. May all who uphold the Buddha ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying fourfold generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To Buddha's school disciples wholeheartedly pray to yellow Jambala to please radiate all-encompassing, enriching light. Please protect our lineage Guru with great health and peace, worldly and out-of-worldly wealth, abundant food and clothing, embellished by all kinds of magnificent ornaments. Live a long life, continually stay in samsara to turn to Dharma wheel. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the 5 Buddhas and Jambala, the yellow Jambala. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the 5 Dhyani Tathagatas and the yellow Jambala. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the 5 Dhyani Tathagatas and the yellow Jambala. We pray to the 5 Dhyani Tathagatas to please guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha land. We pray to the 5 Dhyani Tathagatas to bless all participants. We also pray to yellow Jambala to bless the participants. We pray that you bless us with good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed to auspiciousness, and strong spiritual commitment. We pray to yellow Jambala to please bestow upon all of us with ample resources, that all that we wish for be granted in perfection. We pray to Yellow Jambala to bless all people with complete wisdom. Bless us with perfect harmony. The 5 Dhyani Tathagatas, please instruct us on the way to leave the mundane world. We also pray to Yellow Jambala to instruct on the way to have complete worldly Dharma path. May the merits of this Dharma practice in terms of the graduated path be complete. May the perfect merits can let us have attainments in the outward worldly path. To the 5 Dhyani Tathagatas and Yellow Jambala, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May the pandemic vanish. May adverse affinity disappear. May unfavorable circumstances disappear. May calamities disappear. May all disasters turn into dust. We say 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Pecha Sato Samaya Manupanaya Pecha Sato Tenupaticha Zecho Mepawa Soto Kayu Mepawa Sopo Kayu Mepawa Anolato Mepawa Sarwa Siti Mepurayacha Sarwa Karma Sotame Chitamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sarva Tathagata Petsamame Mancha Petsabawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Pecha Sato Samaya Manupanaya Pecha Sato Tenupaticha Zecho Mepawa Soto Kayu Mepawa Sopo Kayu Mepawa Anolato Mepawa Sarva Siti Mepurayacha Sarva Karma Sotame Chitamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sarva Tathagata Petsamame Mancha Petsabawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Pecha Sato Samaya Manupanaya Pecha Sato Tenupaticha Zecho Mepawa Soto Kayu Mepawa Sopo Kayu Mepawa Anolato Mepawa Sarva Siti Mepurayacha Sarva Karma Sotame Chitamu Siri 人咕噜吽，哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨尔瓦，达他嘎达贝扎玛咪门查贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛呀萨多阿吽佩。做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本
choosing visualization for student guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra, second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra, third to all herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra, fourth half bow. Recite completion mantra.
Om Brim, Om Brim, Om Mani Padme Hum。让我们以热烈的掌声感谢根本传承上师法王圣尊
Let's give a round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to our lineage Guru for his blessing to this group practice. Let us now watch the video clip by Buddha Prajna website, D.B. Boye. Is it prophecy or coincidence? Living Buddha Lian-Sheng Grandmaster Seng Yen Lu, book number 281, The Utmost Efficacious God, will be available globally on December 31st, 2020. The author briefly tells his story on how the defining moment when he was 26 changed him from the most ordinary being to live an extraordinary life. This fabled encounter was really a long story. It's a long story. Most of it was written in my earlier book, first book, called Communicating with the World of Spirits. Therefore, Buddha Prajna reprinted this book number 16 so that you may learn more about the story. Because of it, efficacious experiences as recorded in this book 281, the utmost efficacious God came into being. Perhaps you think that these experiences are merely coincidences. Buddha Prajna would like to recommend the following books. For example, Grandmaster Lu's book number 125, Incredible Facts, book number 126, Experiences of Spiritual Manifestations, book number 127, Revelation of the Spiritual World, book number 129, Entering the Most Secret Yin-Yang Realm, book number 131, Tales of Bardo Literaries, book number 132, Flying Over the Realms of Gods and Ghosts, book number 133, Leaving No Marks in Heaven and Earth, or book number 135, The Truth of Transmigration, book number 136, Power of the Hermit, book number 137, Transcending the Sky, and book number 138, The Truth of Transmigration, Part 4. Reading these books will make you understand how he employs his supernatural power to transcend the yin and the yang. True stories, stories of the stories of so many real problems and sufferings being resolved. Then you will discover that those were not merely coincidences. These books remind us that there exists cause and effect, karma, reincarnation, and they remind us what is the most important thing that we should go after. Buddha Prajna also republished book number 128, Flapping the Wings of Wisdom, book number 130, May in the North Japan, book number 334, Words of Wisdom, book number 139, The Eyes of Gods. And from book number 125 to 139, all have been republished as a set. The set covers show a copy of the gigantic painting painted by the author on January 25, 2019, entitled Abundance, as a good wish for the readers. The whole set will be debuted on January 26, 2021 at the 29th Taipei International Book Exhibition, which will be held from January 26 to 31st. 26 to 31st. These 15 books are only 2,500 NT dollars, which otherwise would cost 3,900 NT dollars. There will also be other discounts available. For details, please check www.tbboye.org or email publisher@gmail.com. Now do you hear that Living Buddha's books are calling out on you? By me, bye bye bye.
非常感恩根本上师不辞辛劳的一直写书广度众生，也非常感谢博业藏制作出如此精彩的影片，广传无上法王圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的著
And
作。
publish so many
谢谢。
books, and also thank you to the Poye for
现
introducing
在
us to
谢谢
the
他达，
new
请大
book.
家恭敬合掌。请
Now
释莲生
let's
上师代表全体弟子向法
Join our
王圣
palms
尊
with
莲
reference,
生
and
活
we would
佛
like to
请法
invite
敬
Vajra
请
Master
他
Si
达，
Lian Seng
以
to
表
represent
最
all of us to
崇
present
高敬意。
the offering of Hatha to the lineage Sud Guru to be sits for Dharma transmission and a symbol of the highest honor.
请大家一起虔诚恭敬合掌，恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛做宝贵的法语开示。
And together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the 5 Dhyani Tathagatas and yellow Jambala. Sumu, Tanzan Katso, Tutan Siddhi. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, how do you do?
I still 사랑해 Hola amigo que quiero mucho 수고인 이지방 김어지 주미 야비 뿌링뿌링 건방와那今天是修这个真巴拉防财神。
Today we practice yellow Jambala.
在修法当中啊。
And during the practice, I close my eyes.
坐在这个椅子上
But interesting, sitting on this chair here, it feels as if it's a bed. I almost fall asleep. I was almost falling asleep. And the Dharma throne at the Rainbow Temple, I rarely feel this way.
为什么坐在这个上面呢？这个椅子上，那个瞌睡虫就很多。
But every time I sit here,
一直爬上来，眼睛就
the
张开
drowsiness, the sleeping bug
有时候
always
还会有
attack me.
小小的
Cannot
钓
open
鱼
my
现
eyes.
象会产生出来。这个要问后面组长才知道。
And I have to ask all the deities behind
因为
me.
我们今天同修是真巴拉防财神啊，
And the group practice tonight is Yellow Jambala.
有一个那个
So
笑话是这样子。
there's a
一个 baby
joke.
出生，
A baby was just
眼
born
睛都没有打开，
and he has not opened his eyes.
就去请教一位
So
老先生说，
what
你拿
could they
2个
do?
铜板，在他的这
And
个
they said, ask an elderly man, and the elderly man said, just take 2 coins and make and then clang them together.
见钱眼开。
And then he would open his eyes to see the money.
那掂了以后啊，见钱就真的眼开。我想到啊，我们美国的这个好像是说，那个叫什么名字啊？美国的那个奖有2种奖
What is it called?
都没有人中，
There are 2 kinds of
已经到
lotteries
3亿
that
多美金。
nobody has
3
won.
亿多美金，
It has reached over 300 million US dollars. 2 kinds,
有哈、
right?
现在有没有人中？没有人中啊，3亿多哎！
Anybody over
照
300
理说
million
3亿多没有人中，今天又是修真巴
And
拉防财
today we practice Yellow Jambala.
而且呀、还有一个同门对我讲，
And there was a disciple
如
that
果
told
他中
me
了，
if
还要
he
分
or
半
she
给谁
wins the lottery, she will give Grandmaster half.
照理说啊，今天
So,
晚上应该精
in
神很好。
principle, I should be very awake tonight.
想到啊，
But little did I know.
1亿5千万吧，
So that would be 150 millions.
还缴税啊，
But you have to pay
缴税
tax.
不算。他要分给我1亿5千万呢。
So she's going to give me 150
我应该在
millions.
这个时候应该祈祷
At
才
this
对，
time, I should have
要
prayed,
认真的祈求，
seriously praying,
因为真巴拉，对不对？
because it's Jambala.
应该精神很好才对啊。
I should be very energetic.
我向那个真巴拉祈求，
So let me pray to Jambala.
这一次好像是今天开讲，是不是？
The opening days today? Oh, it's already. Nobody won?
还不晓得啊。
Don't know yet.
看看手机，
Check the internet.
还没出来。OK， 他讲说还没有，
It's not drawn yet
是今天开了，
today,
是结果还不知道。
but we don't know the results yet.
我不能瞌睡啊，
So I shouldn't be drowsy.
人家要给我一半嘞。
Someone's about to give me half.
这个菩萨应该听到啊，真巴拉也要听
So
到啊。
Bodhisattvas must have heard, and Jambala too.
而且有人梦到，
And someone
有人梦到
dreamt
药师经，
of Golden Mother,
也有人梦到财神，
and someone dreamt of the wealth
也
deities.
有人梦到财神。
Someone dreamt of Golden
希望
Mother.
啊
I hope that the lottery prizes will fall on the Seattle disciples in Seattle. Amitabha. I didn't buy, but the person that's going to give me half bought the lottery. It's okay if you don't win this time, you will win next time. I feel that someone among the true Buddha disciples have won lottery. Because something strange happened. Someone has won some lotteries. And there are 2 lotteries with over 300 million price. But they didn't win a lot. Even when it's not that much, that disciple give about 1/10 to Grandmaster. Give about 1/10 to Grandmaster. So thank you to that person. But this time, they will give half. $150 million. If I win $100 million, I will disappear from thin air. I will not come to the group practices anymore. I will not go to Homas anymore. Because for me, sitting on this lotus throne, do you know? Seattle Lichang Temple is so stingy. But I cannot say how much. So with the hatha and offering and accepting, I just feel so pitiful. And Rainbow Temple is slightly better. But Seattle Lichang Temple, and during the pandemic, we have to pass our days with great difficulties. So a little bit, just a small gesture. So if I win $150 million, I will. Before the Dharma teaching, I would like to share a joke. Yesterday, Mom took me on a marriage arrangements date. And I met 2 girls. One has great figure, but her face is it's barely, and with the protruding teeth. So whenever she smiles, oh my God. But the other one, her face is like a goddess. But she's fat. The face is skinny and beautiful, but the body is fat and heavy. So I kept thinking, which one should I choose? Because it's a major point in my life. I cannot just conclude haphazardly, so I could not sleep all night. But this morning, my mom got home from the market and told me, nobody liked me. So marriage arrangements are both ways. So don't be so anxious. This time, for the American lottery, the result is not out yet. But don't let your hearts out yet. Asked back from Taiwan, Lian-Hua Po-Han. Dear Master Amitabha, because a family member is severely having severe hearing loss at his or her moment of death, when we chant Amitabha or mantra or sutra, can he or she hear it? When alive, he's wearing hearing aids, so it's okay. But if he cannot hear, should we have him wear hearing aids? So I would like to tell this Lian-Hua Po-Han, no problem. No problem. A person, when they're unconscious, when they're drowsing or unconscious, their soul has appeared. So the soul or consciousness is the most spiritual or accurate. At that moment, even when you talk further away or outside, they can hear. They can hear any sound. And he can see. Haven't you heard that they say someone is sleeping on his bed? It's in the coma or subconscious, unconscious condition, and his soul consciousness has floated out, and he could look down at his own body lying on the sick bed surrounded by his family members, and he could hear all the words that they are talking about. And then the consciousness returned to his body, and then he opened his eyes again. And then he iterated his experience. So when he was about to die, his soul was above, outside his body, and looking down at his own body, and he could hear anything and see anything. With the eyes closed, wherever he wants to go, he would be there. So the soul or consciousness is extremely sensitive. They can hear and see. Extremely sensitive. So the first question is not a question. So when you chant mantra or Buddha's name or sutra, he or she would be able to hear. So a human being at the moment of death, their soul or consciousness, like when one's about to die, then their consciousness is extremely sensitive. The second question, giving to homeless animals or animals that we have affinity with, can we offer the food to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Bardo deliver it and then to give them away? So, like if we give to human beings, we would offer to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Bardo deliver first. However, when we give animal foods, is it inappropriate to offer to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas first? Thank you for your guidance. Thank you, Amitabha. So he wants to give food to the animals. And should he offer to the Buddhas or Bodhisattvas first? My opinion is, I remember a story, a real story. A foreign student that just came to United States. Their English is not so good. They just passed TOEFL. And they went to Safeway or QFC, the groceries, to buy, to go to Safeway, QFC, Fred Meyer, Target, and they see canned food. And then you buy them and you eat those canned food. Then they turn out that what they had eaten were dog food or cat food. So, do you want to eat them? In America, there are lots of food for pets, not for human beings. Are you willing to eat them? Have you eaten them? People don't eat those. So, food that animal foods, and you Bardo deliver and offer to the spirits of the animals. That would be fine, but not to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Because the human beings don't eat those, moreover, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. That's logic, right? So you infer from it. So human beings don't even eat those pet food, and you offer them to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? How could the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas eat them? How can you give animal foods to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? But you can offer to the animal spirits and then you can give them away. So you can offer to the animal spirits and then give the food away to the animals. That would be fine. That was the second question. And then the next one from China, 莲花集合. Homage to the Buddha Guru. What is the difference between the Bodhisattva precepts or sila of the Brahman net versus the Yogi Bodhisattva sila or precepts? And the first question. So what is the difference between the Bodhisattva sila of the Brahman net versus the Yogi Bodhisattva precept? The Brahman net sutra especially talk about precepts or sila. Then you take a look of this Bodhisattva precept from these two places, and then you can tell the difference. If you've never read them before, but you just know that they exist. Anyone that has read the Bodhisattva Sila of the Brahmanets Sutra? Grandmaster has made the vow of lay Bodhisattva precept. Bodhisattva Sila. Most of the ordained Sangha member would have made that vows. And the Yoga Bodhisattva Sila. Anybody that has made that vow? In Tantrayana, there are two schools. One is Yogacara, the other one is Madhyamaka. In India, so Yogacara and Madhyamaka. Madhyamaka was founded by Nagarjuna, and Yoga was founded by Asanga. So Yogacara, that's consciousness only. And the Tibetan yogi is different. That's someone that cultivates spiritually in caves, and they don't live in cities. They cultivate in solitary, deep in the mountains. But if you live in temples or monasteries, they ordain lamas. But yogis stay at caves in mountains. But here, the yoga means belong. That means the guru of Yogacara, which are the 5 treatises of Maitreya, Vasubandhu, and Asanga. And Madhyamaka was Nagarjuna,
方往经菩萨戒是方往经菩萨戒。一般的菩萨戒，师尊也说过方往经菩萨戒，在家菩萨戒。
So the Bodhisattva Sila of the Brahmanet is the lay Bodhisattva precept, and Grandmaster had made that vow. There were 3 gurus then. One was the Venerable Elder Hui-san, and the Venerable Elder Jie Guang, and the Venerable Elder Xuan-Dun, that conferred the Bodhisattva Sila upon me. And what I received was the Brahmanet Bodhisattva Sila, which is different from the Yoga Bodhisattva precept. And what are the differences? Anybody that has read the Yoga Bodhisattva Sila? None of us. Perhaps it's tantric precepts. But the Brahmanet Bodhisattva Sila belongs to Mahayana Buddhism. And the Yoga Bodhisattva Sila perhaps is the tantric Bodhisattva precepts. Nobody has read it, right? Anybody? The person who asks is Lianhua Jihe. So, if you have read both of them, then you can differentiate between them. If you haven't, then you would not be able to differentiate. So, if then you read them and make the difference and then write them for us. I believe the Yoga Bodhisattva precept belongs to Tantrayana, and the Brahmanet Bodhisattva precept belongs to Mahayana Buddhism. And I have made the vow for the Brahmanet Bodhisattva Sila for the laity. And I even remember the 3 gurus who conferred the vows. The Venerable Elders Xuan-Dun, Hui-san, and Chen-Dun. And these 3 Venerable Elders have returned to the heavens. So you want to remember the 3 gurus. And for the lay Bodhisattva precepts at True Buddha School, the 3 gurus are Sakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya Bodhisattva, and Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, Grandmaster Lu. So you want to remember these 3 gurus who confer the vow. Of course, there are differences, and you would know if you read them. Did you check the internet? So what are the differences? Check both of them. There are many precepts. I think the Brahmanet Bodhisattva Sila has over 200 precepts. At that time, we spent 7 days making the vows, and they had to explain the precepts to us. Did you see them? If there are 2 different books, then there must be some differences. There are too many precepts. And our True Buddha School Bodhisattva precepts are many too. And if you have made the vow for Bodhisattva precepts, every time, every day after your Dharma practice, you have to chant the precepts. And the same for the monks and nuns. Every night you have to recite the precepts. You have to remember all the precepts. There must be some differences. His second question: what is the function of Siddhigarbha 7-star degree banner? Can we enshrine it at home? How do we use it? Okay. The 7-star degree banner only exists in True Buddha School. And who drew this? Nobody else has this. If you place this decree banner, is to invite the souls and spirits. What does it mean? That during Bardo deliverance, you want to show this decree banner, then you would have power to attract or to invite all the Bardo spirits and ghosts and spirits. So the 7-star. So the Big Dipper, the 7 stars, the northern stars, the 7 northern stars. So we use the power of the 7-star gods. So the 7-star decree can attract or invite all the spirits. So the function is to invite the spirits. So when you take this out, then it is during Bardo deliverance. Can you enshrine it at home? If you enshrine Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva and the 7-star degree banner, it's okay. However, you don't want to take it and then wave it. You don't want to wave it, because as soon as you wave it, all the ghosts and spirits and souls will come. So in there, it represents Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva and the Big Dipper. So if you have the 7-star degree banner and enshrine it at home. It's the same as you enshrine Siddhikara Bodhisattva and the Big Dipper. But don't wave it around, because that would be the banner to invite all the souls and spirits. Don't wave it. Here, this is it. The top, that's Om, which means the universe, heaven, the earth, and human, and 7 stars and Siddhikara. Sun and moon, heaven, earth, human, and the 7 stars. Don't move it. If you want to perform Bardo deliverance, then you can use it. Otherwise, don't use it. The third question. In Grandmaster's book, number 193, The Sopping of Nyujo River, on the article, the sleeping one or the awakened one, you wrote, when I practice the Bardo Dharma, I also attain the yang flame visualization. Could you please teach us this yang flame visualization? Amitabha. The yang flame visualization. So when you perform the Bardo Dharma. So what is Bardo? That means soul, or in between. So soul. Ordinary people would say the soul. So in Chinese it's 中阴跟中有. Bardo. So between when you're alive and you die, you have died, the state between after you die to rebirth, at that time the state in between is called Bardo. You have died, but you're not reborn yet. So this state is called Bardo. Bardo. You have died. The state between your death to your rebirth. So the in-between state is called Bardo, and in common terms, soul. So when Grandmaster practiced the Bardo, although I am asleep, my soul leaves the body. So that's called the Bardo Dharma practice. I also attained the yang flame. So that's the bright rays of the sun is called the yang flame, just like the flame. So that bright rays of the sun radiated. There are many visualizations. First, you would be able to see the smoke. during meditation, typically, you use your yin and yang eyes. First, you would be able to see smoke, like a white mist appearing in front of your eyes. First, you see mist or smoke, and then you see like flies, like the fireflies, and then you would see that flames, which is yang flame, which is the light around the sun, the bright light around the sun. So, what is this yang flame? Is the bright rays of light around the sun, or emitted by the sun. So when the soul leaves the body, the consciousness of the soul would be able to see smoke, mist, and also that bright rays of the sun. You have a cell phone or that book. The recently published book called I did not write about Yang Yin in that book. Which book did I write about? About what you would see first. This is the recent book. You didn't read that book? The teachings to the path of liberation. Did it talk about this bright rays of the sun? You forgot? That guidance during Bardo, first you would be able to see this and that and that. There was stages. So sometimes I read so many books, and if I don't read them again, you would forget. There was a book that I remember. So this Yang Yin is not a kind of visualization, but you see it. You see it for yourself. So you would be able to see this bright rays around the sun, which is one of them. 在里面有些 I ask a lot of questions, but nobody can answer.
那个你们受过生活中的那个在家菩萨戒
Have you made the Bodhisattva precept book? Have you ever received the True Buddha School Bodhisattva precept book? Have you recited the Bodhisattva precepts then?
每天晚上做晚课的时候要诵戒，有诵戒没有？
Every night after you finish your practice. So you don't know.
然后生活中的在家菩萨戒，生活中的在家菩萨戒是跟出家菩萨戒。
So the lay Bodhisattva precepts and the ordained Bodhisattva precepts and the Brahmanet Bodhisattva precepts, what are the differences?
方往经看过的人举手。
If you have read the Brahmanet Sutra, please raise your hand.
那是专门讲戒律的，那一本经是方往经，是专门讲戒律的。
The Brahmanet Sutra especially talk about precepts. Yan Wang said, just briefly browse over it.
不问了，问了也是查查行，打开刚刚，我心里觉得很难过。
I feel really bad. Asking is the same as not asking.
小明在森林里面迷路，在那里瞎转了2天。
Xiaoming got lost in the mountain and turned around for a long time. Finally, he encountered another person and he was very happy. And that person was also so happy. I'm glad to see you. Can you please show me the way? I've been lost for so long. So, see, telling this joke, it's like talking about you. You're lost in this Brahmanet Sutra. So the lost person asks another lost person, can we walk out of this? And then we are all lost in here. They must be different. It's on the internet. Let me chant this. This is the Bodhisattva precept. It's by Guru Tsongkhapa. So
大正藏30册，配给515到521，以一般流通
Page 5152 to 521.
24册，内容不尽相同，便依菩萨戒律多出2言舍戒及得戒不失这一段重要原文。今以新式的标点断句与简略诵戒仪式修订之，以方便讲诵之用。辩附录地持菩萨戒本与在家菩萨戒本，以供受持比对之用。这是他出版的说明。
That's a publisher's note.
所以他的根据是宗喀巴大师的菩萨正道菩萨戒律，当然是密教的。
So the Yoga Bodhisattva Sila is based on Tsongkhapa's. There must be Tantric Buddhism, but it's also spoken by Mahayana gurus. There's a Donlun treatise written by Donlun Ximing, Venerable Ximing, and also exposition on the yoga. So it's a mix of Mahayana and Tantrayana. So it's also based on Maitreya's. Maitreya's and Madhyamaka is Nagarjuna Aryabdeva, and Yogacara is Maitreya Bodhisattva, Asanga, and Vasubandhu. So the Maitreya's 5 treatises, and one of them is Yogacara Vatara. It's no use for me to talk about this because you've never read it before. How can I explain them? Now we will talk about Lamdre. Fourth, the instruction on maintaining the warmth at will. The following instruction on maintaining warmth at will, as stated in the verse, in quote, does not arise according to the graduated stage, end quote, refers that although having both gain and loss, the start of affinity does not gather according to the graduated stage. The spiritual experiences also do not come about according to the graduated stage. The warmth comes at will, therefore maintain at will the warmth spiritual experiences are not taking and not relinquishing gain and loss. How do you explain this piece? How do you explain this piece? Let me read it one more time. The following instruction on maintaining warmth at will, as stated in the verse, in quote, does not arise according to the graduated stage, end quote, refers that although having both gain and loss, the start of affinity does not gather according to the graduated stage. The spiritual experiences also do not come about according to the graduated stage. The warmth comes at will, therefore maintain it at will. The warm spiritual experiences of not taking and not relinquishing gain and loss. Okay. If you can explain it, please raise your hand. Whatever I ask, nobody answer. Today is a bad day. This piece is very difficult to explain. The wordings are so convoluted. Actually, there's only one purpose. It's the title. Maintain the warmth at will. In the process of practicing meditation, there are many spiritual experiences that will happen. During your Dharma practice, there are many stages with different practice methods and different spiritual experiences. The key point is you don't differentiate them. So, what this means, don't discern the different stages of spiritual cultivation and don't differentiate the different spiritual experiences. Just treat them as not gaining them or not losing them, and just let it be at the most primordial natural state. Like the title, maintain the warmth at will. So everything is at its intrinsic naturalness. Don't worry about the stages, the graduated stages, or the spiritual experiences. Just let it be intrinsically natural. I've said it so many times. I hate how the author used the wordings. Maintaining the warmth at will. That is, everything is at its primordial naturalness. That's also difficult to explain. So what kind of spiritual experiences, what kind of methods of which graduated stages you use, don't worry about them. Just maintain its naturalness. That's what this excerpt means. Do you understand? What time is it now? 10. The kids ask his dad, "What is a drunkard?" He points to the moon in the sky. See, there's one moon there. If you see 2 or 3 or 4 moons, then you're drunk. Dad points to the moon. See, there's only one moon, so you're not drunk. But if you see it as 2 moons or 3 or 4 moons or many moons, that means you're drunk. And the kid said, but Dad, there's no moon tonight. What is being drunk? At the hospital emergency, there's a 6-year-old child because he ate a live cockroach this morning. But he went to the emergency not because he ate the cockroach, but because his grandma was afraid that the cockroach was still alive, so she fed him a cockroach killer.
为什么我们一定要在这个方往经菩萨戒跟瑜伽菩萨戒里面呢？
So why should we just haggle over those bodhisattva precepts of the Brahmanet and the yoga, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and we still couldn't find it? And then why did you ask such a question? Have you made the vows of the Brahmanet Bodhisattva Sila? If you have, then you have. If you have made the vows of the Yoga Bodhisattva precept, that's fine. What use is there of comparing them? So it's as if you have taken the cockroach. You eat the cockroach and then you eat the cockroach, the insect killer, the insect repellent or the cockroach repellent. You wasted so much of our time. Because Master understand about the precepts. And I know I have this Brahmanet Sutra book. Oh, Sila, Brahmanet Sila. And we know about the yoga. It was written by Tsongkhapa and the Venerable Taisi. And my guru, Venerable Elder Yin-Shin, was the disciple of Taisi. My guru in Mahayana Buddhism, Yin-Shin, Venerable Elder. And then the one that translated so much, many of tantric sutras is called Fa Zun. So, which he eventually took refuge in Tantrayana. But the Venerable Elder Yin-Shin likes the 3 treatises of Nagarjuna, which is the Madhyamakavatara, the 12 treatises and the 100 treatises. So Fa Zun was a translator, and he was in Sichuan. So Fa Zun gave his translation to the Venerable Elder Yin-Shin, who edited because his mastery of the language was better, so both were practicing in Sichuan together. One is Tantayana, one is the three treatises, and then they argued and fought, and finally the Venerable Yin-Shun fell from the mountain and lost his teeth. I'm sorry, I was talking about my guru at the Jingyi mountain in Sichuan province, and they were both disciples of the same guru, Taixi. One believes in Tantrayana, the other one in three treatises of Nagarjuna, and they always argued and finally fought, and then he fell off the mountain and hurt his teeth. Amitabha, that was past lives. A man with one leg amputated was begging together with his little kid, and a woman was pitiful and gave a $100 bill and asked, "Why is your dad lost his leg?" And the kid replied, "Because for earning a living, and I must suffered greatly then. But don't worry, because my dad's leg recover every night." It turned out to be a scam. Okay, that's all for tonight. Mani Padme Hum.
非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法语开示。
We are very grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teaching. Tomorrow, Sunday, December 27, His Holiness will be at the Rainbow Temple to preside over Golden Mother Homa fire offering ceremony and confer the corresponding empowerments.
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛加持大悲咒水及为佛像。
Now we are inviting His Holiness to consecrate Buddha images and to bless the Great Compassion holy water. This ends the English interpretation today. Thank you very much.
顶礼坛城做大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽。四平等一起手。同学会圆满吉祥结束了，感谢根本传承上师的大加持，感谢大家。网络直播到此结束，谢谢大家的观看。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing. 恭请师尊